Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. This is the lushness that is right now, even if it's very dry and it's mid-August. Lots of sea buckthorn, lots of flowers, lots of berries, lots of delicious things. The garden brings me joy every day. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the ethical principles and how I understand them, because they are so important in the way I move in the garden and the way I make decisions in the garden. But I have had to rewrite them a little bit to fit my garden and my understanding of my role in all of this. And I thought maybe that could be interesting. So the first principle is, of course, care for the earth, and that's no surprise. It's number one, and a lot of the work that I do in the garden is really about building soil and creating life in the soil and making the perfect conditions for growth and lushness and fertility. And I love this kind of work. It's super satisfying. And it has helped me, as you can see, very much in making the lushness that is in the garden right now. The second principle is care for people, and I do care for people, but I think to understand the way I work in the garden, I have had to rewrite that principle into care for all living beings, including plants. And inside of that are people, and they are super welcome in that whole circle of everything. But I think I cannot have a special care for people, because I think that's part of the problem. The reason we have so many problems, so many imbalances on the planet right now, is that we put people outside. I think we need to be inside with the worms and the birds and the plants and everything, and it makes more sense to me. And that is what I try to explain all the groups that come to visit the garden. So I thought maybe that would be a good point of contemplation or understanding your own garden, and maybe changing the way you prioritize things so that people don't come first, but people come, they are on par with everything else. Super important to me. And the last principle, of course, is sharing the surplus. And this also means that I am sharing the surplus with human beings, but I'm also very much sharing and very consciously sharing the surplus with worms and birds and bees and butterflies and all kinds of other beings. Just so that maybe it's not food for humans, but it's always food. It's food for someone else. It's food for another being. So it doesn't have to be for humans to have value. I think that's super important. And I know that is permaculture, but it's just, it has been important for me to say that very actively and to live that very actively in the garden. Maybe it's interesting to you to think about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you later. Thanks for watching.